So Chris, how are you?
Surviving. Doing
Good. Okay, so as a start, can you introduce yourself?
so in terms of my, let's say, profession, I am actually in IT. I work with business teams and kind of helping bridge between business and IT. And my focus really is on data, which is why I tend to be very much interested in understanding data and what that helps do that. So, which is why during my thing, I asked a lot of questions.
Sure.
I've got some joint ventures in real estate as well, and was looking to kind of get into this as another stream of revenue, let's say. So,
Okay, beautiful.
yeah.
And when did you graduate from the 12-week mentorship
I
program?
had to think back a long time. 91.
No, no, when did you graduate from the 12-week mentorship program?
Oh, I see. Was it last month?
Last month. Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, have you decided to do live trading? Are you going to wait a bit to tell me where are you right now?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was always a plan to actually do live trading, and actually it took me a while to set up because I actually wanted it to be under a corporation, but that's ready. It's got funded, so I just need to sort of execute the first trade.
Okay, got it. So, I'm available if you want me
Yeah.
to for the first date. Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. The objective is for people who did not do the mentorship to just get an insight from somebody who just finished. Okay, so the
Right.
first question is, going back 3 months ago, what was the biggest hesitation before you joined the mentorship program?
Hesitation in terms of the options. I mean, it was, I think I had no clue. I knew the term. I had heard some of my friends kind of talking about trading options, but it was um one of those areas where it was just too scary, to be honest. I mean, it's just one of those Wild West type of thing where you could potentially, at least my perception was that you could go in there and lose your shirt, right? And it's obviously not something I wanted to do. And particularly in this stage of my life, I wanted to have something that would generate source of income, but also be something where the risk could be manageable, right? And so I'm not kind of going in thinking that, I'm not going to lose money or like, it's going to always perform at tremendous rates. But I also wanted to kind of understand the foundation of it to be able to then kind of be able to do this as I kind of work off of my regular job into this. So.
Okay, beautiful. And what was your inflection point? What was the point whereby you decided, I'm going to do this? Of course, there's an investment in terms of dollars. There's a commitment of time for 12 weeks. Um, so what was, if you remember, what was the point you said, you know what, I'm going to do this?
I think I had actually gotten that invitation for, I think you had a weekend where you had sort of not a workshop, almost like there was some part on the real estate and some part on the options. And because
Yeah.
options had been something that I was interested in, and I just wanted to kind of even explore and kind of see, hey, is this something for me? So when I went through that, I actually did encounter, like, I mean, the concept and some of the material in there definitely helped to kind of clear up a little bit more than what I had obviously known before. And then, it was something that I felt I could kind of dive into, get sort of on top of, right? And so that's why I decided to sort of sign up. And then,
Okay. How did you go over the wall that says, I don't know, Fadi, I don't know the mentorship? Seems like a risk, right?
well, it was not like I didn't know Freddie. I knew of Freddie. I
You
had
know of Fadi. So people talk about me. Okay. Tell me more.
no, I knew that through like a mutual JV partner, right? And so, which is how I knew about the investments that you had. And so,
You talk about Niran. Okay.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Niran is a graduate of the program. Okay, got it. So you kind of got feedback from somebody who just went out.
correct.
Okay.
And anyway, so um, but I think the other part I think was the fact that it was actually sort of more hands-on. Now, obviously, during that intro session, there wasn't, a lot of visibility into exactly what let's say sessions would be, how much hand-holding or things like that. Because a lot of programs I think that are out there don't necessarily have that level of group sessions. A lot of them are kind of, they may give you the material, kind of walk through that, but it's not an interactive thing where you kind of spend weeks really kind of working through it and trying to understand. If you have questions, then you have the following week where you can kind of go and ask the questions, whatnot, right? Which actually,
You mean
for me,
that
works well.
it wasn't videos that people can just
Correct.
give you and just, okay, it's basically it's interactive, it's really coaching, it's a lot of time talking to each other and talking to the coach. Is
Correct.
that the point? Or okay, got
Yeah,
it.
it is. Then also the fact that you're kind of in a group setting, then you kind of tend to also, you can share experiences with your group mates, right?
Mhm.
And then you kind of, which I think is always helpful in a learning environment where you can actually learn from other people's experiences and whatnot, and sometimes mistakes or actually successes.
Got it. Okay. Second question. What specific results did you achieve during the 12 weeks? Like if there's like 2 or 3 things that you said you think of that, if you reflect back on the 12 weeks, that these are the main 3 things that I got.
Well, I think the whole concept of options, like the field or whatever that is you want to call it, a lot more comfort in what that involves. Now, it doesn't mean that I've necessarily understood every single bit of it, but at least enough for me to kind of get started, and probably enough to be able to sort of sustain some income as well. In terms of the paper trading, at least. How long we were doing it for, like 2.5 months, I guess, 2 to 3 months, and I think I went up about 3% in that time period. No, sorry, 6%.
6%.
Sorry,
And
not 6. Yeah,
so it's kind of 2% per month, even with all the mistakes that everybody does. Remember,
correct. Yeah.
from day one, not knowing anything, but it's still you ended up with 6%. Okay. And
Yeah.
how what you achieved affected your confidence in what you're doing right
Oh,
now?
definitely boosted my confidence. I mean, I think there's no question, right? Having gone through that and kind of made mistakes and understood why those are mistakes or whatnot, I think that definitely has been helpful.
Okay. What was the most valuable lesson you learned that made a difference for you in the 12 months? If there's one thing that comes up to your mind that was an eye opener or something that made a big difference for you.
I'm not sure if there was one specific, well, maybe not. I mean, I think I started off at the very beginning, I was kind of going in with sort of small trades and kind of looking at not necessarily having the understanding of the bigger picture. I think trying to sort of maximize between the different options that are available. I think in the weeks, I kind of learned where I needed to kind of focus. Now, as you know, I kind of maintain my spreadsheet and trying to understand all of that. And I think that was helpful for me because it showed me what not to do, right? Or what's not as beneficial versus some other thing. So that's where kind of going through the different things, just trying pretty much anything and everything, and then kind of figuring out, okay, what are the areas that I want to kind of focus on and what are the areas I want to avoid.
Okay. Options is not a very simple concept. How did the program simplify? Did you do options before the program, by the way?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. So you start from very beginner in terms of options. How did the program simplify options investing for you?
I think it gave some ground rules to work with, which at least helps understand how I can kind of navigate that without feeling completely overwhelmed. It's not, every flavor of option that's available out there, but
Yeah.
it's enough for me to be able to kind of get started with that and then essentially dip my toes in there and continue to build up experience, I would say.
Would you say that you're a risk-averse person?
No, I would not. I have always been like, even in terms of my funds that I have managed, I always push for risk. However, I would say I am careful with my risk. I am I don't just blindly go in and just say, risk it all. I want to be informed about my risk, but I will push my limits.
Great, got it. In the beginning, there was a lot of because I push you guys to do stuff that you don't completely understand in the beginning, and because the cohort was a bunch of engineers, there was a lot of pushback in the
Not that you're
beginning.
holding it against us, yeah, of course.
So, what was like during the 12 weeks, which week did it click all together?
Probably around week 4 or 5, I would say. It was, yeah, and again, I think I would consider myself maybe fortunate to be in this cohort, right? Because again, we are like, I am data centric. Like, I mean, that's what I do for a living. I design systems, computer systems. So data is a big part of it. And I need to understand sort of the foundation. Stephen and Nanta, I think, are similar types of things in terms of how they, yeah, we definitely, I think, understand significantly more than what we started with. Right. And I think we understand enough to be able to sort of trade on our own. There will be some parts that just come from experience, right? There's no getting around that no matter what the field is. So yeah, I would say I understand that. Now, sometimes when we were asking questions, it wasn't necessarily easy to get those answers out of you. So which is right. But
So just for the audience, a lot of times when they ask me something that I will answer in week 4, like I'll spend 30 minutes to answer in week 4. I tell them, you know what, I'm not going to answer this now. I'm going to wait till week 4. Right now, I want you to focus on what I want you to do. How did, if there's 2, 3 things that I supported you as a coach, what was I doing that was supportive to you in terms of made it click or made it work for you?
I think, I mean, just kind of going through and explaining a lot of the things, but like essentially pulling out a lot of information into one course, right? And being able to sort of present that and kind of even giving us familiarity with what it is. Some of it may have been even broader and not necessarily within the scope of the course, but even kind of introducing some of those terms, for instance, right? Like the butterfly and the whole other thing,
Yeah.
all of that. Again, we tend to hear those things. So just at least mentioning those, kind of saying, okay, giving, a 50,000 foot level description even, I think was helpful, right? Because that, if you have to sort of find it on your own, it is obviously more difficult. And then you could also kind of go off on the wrong track. So definitely.
Correct. For the meat of the course, what was the things that you liked about my support, or the things that made a difference for you in terms of, it can be anything, my way, the time, like, just tell me what are the things that made a difference for you?
Well, I think just kind of going through, like, teaching the fundamentals really of what options are, and just and getting us familiar with the whole process. And just to be clear, I am not disagreeing with going through the mechanics, right? I think that's needed, and I'm not sure I would do anything differently myself. I think
overall, are you happy with the course? Like, if you come back 3 months ago, would you do it again?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Okay. And what would you say to someone who is on the fence because they don't know me, they don't know the course, they don't know if it delivers on its promises? Do you feel that the course delivered on its promise?
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, I would basically say, again, if it's something that, if options is an area that you're interested in, and you don't feel that you have enough confidence or comfort in being able to get into it, this definitely helps understand the basics of it and be able to sort of even get into it. I mean, whether that's you want to continue doing that or not is an individual choice, but this definitely gives you a lot of sort of details that'll build your level of comfort to be able to kind of go into this area, which I don't think necessarily a lot of courses actually do, right? Because you get the videos and all that, but you don't get the chance to sort of work with, like a teacher or even your group mates to be able to ask questions and then reflect and build on it. That's where the interactive part of it definitely helps.
Yeah, and videos does not give you feedback. It might give you
Exactly.
but does not give you feedback. So you have no idea if you're doing it correct or not. There's no one to ask if there's just videos. So really the value add of this is not really the information, because I think maybe the information is there. It's commodity right now. It's every there in YouTube. But the fact that in terms of information, what to focus on and what to leave is kind of the value in terms of the information, the what information to focus on. But the main value is really what you're saying, which is in terms of sitting down, discussing, asking you, I see something wrong. Do you see like can you do something better? Why did you close that? And that interaction is the value, really.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And do you feel that by the end of the 12 weeks, you are comfortable starting doing live trading? Like I know you funded your account, but like, just talk a little bit about the fact that would you have done that if you did not take a course like this course?
I would have been very hesitant. I mean, one of the reasons for that is actually I did some, not option, but I actually did some day trading several years back.
Okay.
And that was a fun and short drop to the bottom, very, very quickly in a matter of a couple of weeks. So
Yeah, and it's not you. It's not you. It's just playing with day trading. I'm just telling to everybody again, is a very sure way for the masses to lose money very quickly. Okay, so if you want a
I
fun
learned that very
experience,
fast.
yeah. So
Yes.
I've been there. I tried,
Yeah.
and I thought, just a quick thought, Chris. I don't know any billionaire who made their money from day trading, and there's a reason for that because it's not doable.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So if there is a consistent way of doing money with day trading, we'd have seen another Warren Buffett that does day trading. Apparently, there's not, because there's no way. There's
Yeah.
no way. So nothing wrong here.
I agree. And I think like the casinos, right? And
Yeah,
the odds are stacked against you.
yeah. So if you had to sum up your experience in this program into one sentence, what would it be?
Well, I would say, I mean, it's it's given me the sort of the foundation for me to be able to look at this as an alternate form of income as I look to sort of transition, like let go of my regular job. I'm approaching or wanting to retire soon, and this gives me that flexibility that I've been kind of wanting, right? I mean, I got investments in real estate and so on, but this also is another form to kind of diversify and be able to kind of
Okay.
do something which I think I can.
Would you recommend this program to others? And if so, why?
For sure, right? I mean, I think it's definitely helpful to be able to learn the basics of it. I would definitely recommend it to anybody who is sort of new or has very little knowledge, but not enough to be able to kind of make that step to go and do trades, option trading. So this gives you all the key things that you need to be able to understand, to be able to get started and then continue to build on it.
Okay. And if you go back 3 months ago, would you do this program again?
Oh yeah,
What did you say, sir?
I would do yeah.
I
I mean,
would
would I
again.
do the
Okay.
program again? Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I finished my questions. If you can speak for 2, 3 minutes, say whatever you want. Anyway, like anything you want to share.
Um, I mean, this again, this is not to be broadcast, but just I was kind of thinking about. I had some questions for you. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing the course?
Okay, I'm being interviewed. Good. Why
You're
am I
being
doing
interviewed.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, good question. It is, I've been searching all my career life for the last 30 years on something that I do that I love. I really love. And the fact that I see that I'm making a difference in value. I'm not just selling something. I'm not selling pens or something. Like I know that I'm making a value because I'm very selective in who comes to the program. If I
Okay.
don't see in the initial interviews that I will give value to you, then I can't tell you how many people I told them no, because either I don't think that they are focused on the right thing, because I know what I'm giving is not going to be value to them because they are focused on day trading, for example. Um, People who come to me and say, okay, here's the money for the program. And I ask them, do you guys have money to invest afterwards? And they say, no, this is the last bunch we're going to give you.
Yep.
And I tell them no, because the objective of this is for you to learn, but you have to invest at the end because I want you to start making money and get back the value of the program, and it becomes a value for you at the end of the day. So why am I doing this? Because I love doing it.
Okay.
I feel I'm a little bit good at it. I feel really good in terms of the value that I'm giving. I think I'm focused on the right metric, which is not sales. It's mainly the value. That's why I am so generous with my time. Like you guys want to get rid of me after 2, 3 hours. Right. That's enough, Fatty. We gotta go play.
Yeah.
So I feel good, and having something that is a business that you love, like I told you, and it's true. If if I'm doing this without any money, I would have done it still because I like helping people anyway, and I love teaching. So it just it's the perfect thing for me. Like I gotta say, like I love.
Okay. No, I mean that's good, right? Because I wasn't sure what what the motivation behind it was. So I think I understand.
What did you think the motivation was?
I wasn't sure because I knew like you have investments in
Real
real
estate.
estate, for instance, right? You also do the trades yourself,
Yes.
you do options yourself, right? So I wasn't clear why this is. And again, the reason you gave makes sense, right? I mean, to be able to sort of actually give back in a sense, perhaps, right? To be able to share the knowledge and all that, which actually makes sense. So that's why I was curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so overall for the program, um, comment on these things. Number one, value for money.
No, I think that it was good value for money, right? I mean, I have no qualms about the cost of it or the duration or whatever it is.
Okay, cool. Would it have been better if it is longer or shorter? Like, would it have been better if it's 8 weeks versus 16 weeks or 12?
Not shorter. I think it takes time for the material to sink in, so
So,
I
so,
wouldn't.
so you would leave it at 12?
I'm good with 12, and maybe like I had mentioned previously, maybe even extend it as a supplemental for maybe a
Ah,
longer
okay.
period, right?
Okay,
But
got
as
it.
an add-on.
Add-on. Okay, got it. Um, oh, comment on the availability of Fatty outside of class
I think you were available. I couldn't say that you were not available on WhatsApp.
on WhatsApp. Okay, got it. And did you feel that I was passionate in the course? Like, do you feel that I was giving like
You're passionate about certain things, yes.
your Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Any final comments?
I need to sort of do my initial trade and kind of see how that turns out and then kind of go from there.
Okay, I'll be waiting for the first put because we celebrate that. Don't
Sure.
don't don't spend too much time. Like let's do it quickly because the like if you wait, there's no
Yeah,
reason.
no, no,
I
I
know
get it.
you're not afraid, but if the more time you wait, the more you like your brain has to be engaged so that
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, well, I'm still doing the doing paper trading on the other one anyway. Uh,
okay,
but
good.
it's just that next week I have to travel to the States, so it's going to be really busy. And
Yeah,
so,
up to you. No,
yeah,
no rush. Just saying I'm available and
yeah,
let's do it quickly because you need to make some money. That's the main thing, right?
no, of course. Yeah, that's
Cool.
the whole intention. So,
Chris, thank you very much
all right,
and appreciate the time and thank you for your time.
all right. Thanks, Freddie.